Welcome to the Nutrition Coach Pharmacist. My name is Amy Wilson. Today, we're going to talk about metabolic syndrome and why you should be concerned. So we are seeing an increase of metabolic syndrome, or also known as syndrome X. And so why is that concerning? Metabolic syndrome, if you are diagnosed or on the road to being diagnosed, is concerning because it increases your chance of stroke, of heart attacks, of cardiovascular disease, of type 2 diabetes. So how do you get diagnosed with metabolic syndrome and what can you do? So how you get diagnosed with metabolic syndrome is that you have high blood pressure. Your blood sugars run high. Your waist circumference, so taking a tape measure and going around your waist, is higher than it should be. Your cholesterol levels are high. So having several of those, usually 3, will put you on a course to being diagnosed with metabolic syndrome. So once again, having high blood pressure, increased blood sugar, higher cholesterol, increase in your waist circumference, you have a lot of inflammation, and you are on the road to having cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, increasing your chance of heart attack, increasing your chance of stroke. So what can you do? Well, not go on a quick fix program and lose a lot of weight. Yes, does that help at first? It does. But the problem is when you go up, down, up, down, up, down, you're actually doing your body more disservice and more harm. What we want and what you should want is something that is sustainable, that you can live with, and something that's going to decrease your inflammation, something that's going to make you healthy, not just for a short term, but for a longer term. So how can you decrease that inflammation and get there? It's not with quick fix. It's not with cutting carbs. It's not with going keto. It's not with doing some kind of thing in 10 days. It's going on a longer journey and being okay with that. It is learning how to eliminate some processed foods. And I mean processed and ultra processed. And what does that mean? That means things that come in packages. That means going through the drive-through. That's candies and chips and your Doritos and your pop or your soda. It's things that are convenience foods. You want to get back to the real food. You want to get back to your meat, your fish, your fruits, your veggies. Yes, you can have fruit. Yes, you can have carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. What's the enemy is the sugar processed carbs. That's what you need to be concerned about. So when you start eating real food and start getting rid of that ultra processed food, your body can start functioning better. You will start to lose inflammation. Now, if we eat well, and then we start adding on a little bit of daily movement, such as a walk every day. And if you can start with a couple minutes going around the block and you get better every day and you start aiming for 30 minutes, perfect. That is amazing, because what that will do, especially walking, is going to decrease your blood sugar. It's going to increase your insulin sensitivity and decrease your insulin resistance, which is exactly what we want to prevent type 2 diabetes and to reverse type 2 diabetes and reverse prediabetes. The other thing that you will want to do, and you can do these in baby steps. It's not like all or nothing. It's like, oh my gosh. Do it in baby steps. The other thing is to start lifting weights. And why is that so important with metabolic syndrome? Because when you do quick fix diets in the past, you have actually lost muscle mass, which has decreased your metabolism, which has made you actually increase your frailty. So you've set yourself up for possibly having more falls, for having issues of maybe getting up out of a chair. And that's exactly what we don't want. We want muscle. We need muscle. We need muscle to move. And actually, muscle is your fountain of youth. So what can you do? Pick up weights. Doesn't have to be big weights at first. You'll get stronger. But when you get that muscle mass, when you start seeing some results, and it's not quick, it takes a long time to build muscle, which is okay. But when you start doing that, you will decrease your risk of falls. You will actually help your metabolism out, and you will get healthier, which is amazing, right? So you're going to decrease that waste. Hello, that's what we want. You're going to decrease that cholesterol. You're going to increase your insulin sensitivity and decrease your insulin resistance. And it's also going to help your heart disease. So 3 things: eat real food, move your body daily, and start picking up weights. And all 3 of those will help reverse metabolic syndrome if you have that diagnosis or if you're on your way to having that diagnosis. We have the power to change. We have the power to get healthy. You just have to start.